Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome to Two Needles at the Ready. I'm Kevin.
With a crooked face. I'm Ray. And
today is Saturday, February 4th. This is episode 79 of our knitting podcast, where we talk about knitting, crocheting, weaving, yarn dyeing, yarn buying. Except today, I don't think we bought any.
I have nothing that we've purchased.
All right.
The past 2 weeks, anyway.
Good job. So,
cheers.
I have one FO and like 4 or 5 whips.
I have one FO and I have 4 whips.
Oh, good for you.
Yes.
All right. So, let's
Okay, so I have no idea what's happening at
idea.
all. So, great. We usually welcome to everyone. For those of you who are new, thank you for joining us. Welcome. We've got some new subscribers.
And this is how it typically goes.
Totally. We think we would get it right. So
can you move over a little that way? I feel out of frame.
You're not out of
Thanks.
frame. Okay. Let me.
All right. I'm good now.
Great. This is
go.
Kevin. He needs to be front and center. No. So anyway, thanks for joining us. It's gonna be a poop show, I suppose. We did a lot of things this past 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a busy 2 weeks.
Yeah, but really fun. It didn't feel overwhelming.
No, not at all. I
Yeah.
thought it was a good 2 weeks.
Me too.
I will say my first week after the last podcast was just like a story of knitting woes. I had a lot of issues in 1 week with my knitting, which I left one downstairs, but that's fine. We're not even going to...
What did I just say
I
before
know,
we came upstairs?
but I don't really need to bring it up because I made no progress on it.
Are those the mitts?
No, that's my twists and turns.
Oh.
The progress I made, I ripped out, and then I need to rip out more. So
Speaking of ripping out twists and turns, wait.
We'll talk about that a little bit later.
We shall.
Let's...
Oh, you know what? Before we start, so here's... If you're watching this...
On today,
Saturday, we are going to be doing a Needles at the Ready After Dark, which was something that we were kind of toying with the idea. We had so much fun doing the Tube Dudes live.
Good job.
Around the Christmas time. And we had some wine, and we thought it was really fun, and we had a lovely time. We got that International Treats box by trytreats.com. They sent us a box to try, which we haven't opened yet. So we thought it would be... No idea. So we thought it would be really fun to do it live with wine and darkness.
What if the wine doesn't really go with it, though?
Well, wine will go with anything. We'll drink a few glasses before.
No.
I'm going to get a big bottle of wine. I have to go shopping for wine today. I'm going to get one of those big, 1.5 liter bottles of wine.
Are you going to get Turning Leaf or Robert Mondavi?
Oh.
Because I do like both.
Me too. But we like Pinot Grigio.
Yes.
But I think Santa Margarita is really good. It's expensive.
That's your favorite. It's not.
No?
We
like the Mondavi something. Robert Mondavi something or another.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Those are my favorites.
Right. So tonight, on YouTube, we're going to be doing a live where we're going to be sipping some wine and trying some treats and having a really good time. So we hope you can join. We hope you can join us. And if you're watching this after the fact, we've already been there, done that, and you can go ahead and watch that live too.
Yeah, it should be on the channel. We'll be doing that at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Correct.
So, keeping up with admin stuff, we are also prize donors for the New to You Mal that's hosted by the ladies over at Cocktail Hour at the Coop, Liz and Leanne. That ends on February 14th.
Oh, I forgot to bring up my New to Me.
And that's just a kind of thing to try something new fiber related. So it could be, a new toe, a new heel. You could try brioche or whatever. Anything new, but it has to be fiber related. The hashtag is...
Hashtag New to You Mal 2023. And there's a bunch of prize donors, and each person's going to be picking their favorite from that hashtag, and you'll be getting a prize from that person. And then there'll be a grand prize winner who will get a prize from every single one of the donors. So can you imagine? So it's all on Instagram, and you don't have to finish it. Just try.
Yeah.
Just try something. I kind of failed at mine, and I'm going to do another one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it by the end of the make-along, but hey, it inspired me to try something, and I'll talk about it in my next...
And I have mine.
In one of my whips.
So I think that's like... Oh, and we have a giveaway.
Oh my gosh, we do.
So we're going to have a giveaway.
Now.
Yeah. We got a very nice shipment in the mail over the last 2 weeks. We got some owl post.
We did get some owl post from Coral. And we tried to be a little bit better. We wrote you out a thank you card, Coral. So I just didn't get stamps. And it's been sitting there waiting for a stamp. And I was just thinking in my head, like, I wonder if Coral got the thank you card. And then I saw it this morning and I said, oh, shoot. Forgot stamps.
We could go buy stamps
So
tomorrow.
we'll buy some stamps. Anyway, this is from Coral. She is an indie dyer, and she is the owner of Inkblot Yarn Co., and that's linked down below. She was very kind enough to also offer us a coupon code for 10% off. That, like I said, that is also linked down below. We have all of our coupons linked down below. And the code is NATR10 for 10% off your order, and that's good until March 31st. So what's really cool about Coral is that she doesn't write down any recipes. They're all one of a kind, unique, and I thought it would be, and she thought it would be really cool to send it our way. And so we're going to be giving these 2 skeins away. And I think the prompt, and we'll show you, so get ready.
Should we do 2, 1 for each skein, since they're different weights?
Let's do 2.
All right, we're going to pick 2 winners. Yes.
Okay, your Cantina energy is full.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Galaxy of Heroes. Yeah, great game. Okay, so Inkblot Yarn Co. She sent 2 skeins. They're lovely. She doesn't have names for them, or at least I couldn't find them on the card.
No names.
Because they're all
one of a kind.
They're all one of a kind, which is really cool.
So this one is a 75-25. It's 463 yards and 100
they're both
grams.
Gorgeous.
They really are. This one, what I really love about this, obviously love the blues and the browns, but there's this like bit of burgundy right there that you can see. That's just that kind of little unexpected thing that makes that skein pretty special. So I love that.
Yeah.
So this is 75-25 fingering.
And this is a DK weight. It's 80% merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, which is why it feels so squishy. So whoever gets this yarn, it's been squished quite a lot by me. And this is 231 yards per 100 grams.
Really pretty. I love
Isn't that gorgeous?
Brown and green is just so good. It
really
reminds
is.
me of spring. And
I am wearing some brown and green.
You are.
Look at that. Yeah, so this is absolutely gorgeous. DK weight. So we'll pick 2 winners, and in the comments below, we'll do it from YouTube. In the comments below, put in Inkblot.
Yes.
The word Inkblot. It could be do it one word.
Yeah,
because that's how it is.
Yes, and then we'll pick a winner and announce it during the next episode.
Yeah, right. And you know what's really fun? All of you creative people. Try to work that into a regular comment. I've noticed.
Oh, it's so fun to read them.
And it's so fun to read them. So, I mean, Inkblot might be a little bit difficult to incorporate into a comment, but if you can, do that. You could just put the word Inkblot. That's totally fine. But you'll be entered. We'll draw 2 winners, one for the green and one for that beautiful variegated. All right. So, Coral, thank you again so much.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it.
If you're watching, your card will be coming to you soon.
All right, so that's like admin-y stuff, right? Let's talk about what we've done over the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
So after the last episode, we had like an impromptu kind of knit date with our BFFs over at the Knitting Posse, who we just saw last night. We weren't informed of this.
No, we weren't, and I was a little bit hurt, but that's okay.
If you are going to Vogue Knitting Live, which we will be.
Oh, yeah.
Next weekend. We'll be there Saturday and I think Sunday.
Yep. We bought all-day tickets, but we'll get there probably for the 12 p.m. time slot on Saturday. And then depending on what our timing looks like, we might be able to go back on
Sunday for a bit.
Yeah.
But, so we spent some time with them on Sunday, the Sunday after last podcast. Kim was gracious enough to host everybody at her house, so we hung out for a couple of hours, did some knitting.
They decorated for us.
They did.
And her husband, who is a hoot, we walk in and I'm like, what's that? And then she's like, well, come on, stand over here. And I look down, and there's a framed picture of freaking me and Kevin in a picture frame sitting on their table. Her husband printed out all these like prints of us and like pasted them all over the friggin' house. So I ended up taking one. And so this is what we walked into.
This is going to be part of the new Needles at the Ready coloring book.
But look at your facial expression.
I know.
You were so mad at me, and I'm like, what?
What did I do?
What did I do?
I'm like, you're a jerk.
Yeah, my face is very round in that picture. Is that what we look like?
Yes.
You look super angry. So, oh my god, a Needles at the Ready coloring book. That would be hilarious. So anyway, these were hung up.
Yeah, they were like.
Yeah.
I think there was that. Really there was definitely the framed one, and I think there was
a color one too, like
yeah.
with really cool like explosion of colors. I don't know. Anyway, so they're so much fun.
Yeah,
they'll be doing that meet and greet at
My Ex booth on Saturday. I think it's from 2 to 3.
Yeah,
is what they'll be doing. So we'll actually be in line to meet them and get their autographs. So that's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I would love their autograph. Oh my gosh!
And
hopefully they'll bring some swag.
I know. So after that, we went to your parents' house for your father's birthday.
Yes, then it was my dad's birthday. My dad did not know.
No.
So he was surprised. Yes. We got some pizza.
Some cake.
And
just hung out for a couple hours.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to see the kids, which was really nice. And
then we worked all week.
Yeah.
And then last weekend, we had on my side of the family, my niece... Our niece from my brother and my sister-in-law. It was her birthday, so we went over there last Saturday for her birthday, over there for a couple hours. Again, pizza, a couple drinks, some cake. It was just a really nice time.
I just love anything that has to do with cake and pastries.
I swear, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to give the drifter shawls that we had knit from the patterns by Tammy.
We should have taken a picture.
I know, I literally forgot. Because it was like, oh man, I didn't take a picture at home, so I can't update my Ravelry page. So I'm going to take a screenshot of it being shown on here, so I could at least throw it on my Ravelry page.
Oh yeah, you're doing well.
I am.
I haven't updated anything on Ravelry yet this year.
Yeah, so it was nice. We were able to gift it to my sister-in-law and her mom, and they loved it. We got a thank you card from my sister-in-law's mother.
Aren't thank you cards so nice?
They are.
I think so too.
So we did that, and then
stamps.
We did something else. What did we do?
Well, let's consult
on Sunday.
Our freeform.
Oh, we went to lunch on Sunday with a friend, Michael.
We did. That was really fun.
It was really nice.
The restaurant was amazing.
Yes, we went to a restaurant called Terrain in Westport. Yeah. It's also like a garden center, so all of their food is like farm-to-table stuff. Mm-hmm. I got brioche French toast with some caramelized apples, maple syrup, and some mascarpone. Ugh. And a gingerbread chai coffee. Delicious.
Latte thing, yeah. All three of us had the gingerbread latte. I ended up getting a burger with like fancy cheese and like a balsamic
it was an onion jam.
Balsamic onion jam. Oh my god, it was delicious. And some truffle fries, which I had never had truffle fries before.
I didn't even try one of those.
You didn't? I offered.
I forgot.
I think I offered.
Oh,
I may not have.
Remember they had the bread that they bake in the terracotta pots? Like, I'll say the small ones.
Yeah.
That was, and served it with like cinnamon butter.
No, it was chocolate butter.
Oh, chocolate butter.
Did you not try the butter?
I did.
Oh,
it was delish.
It was. Wow. So that was really good.
And I think that was kind of our 2 weeks, right?
And then we got our haircuts. Yeah. I helped my mom pack.
Yeah.
Me and my brother went over there. We made a couple of dump trips and kind of helped get organized. My parents are moving next weekend, which we won't be here to help them. So me and my brothers kind of chipped in and hired some movers, which we're 3 brothers, and there's a 3 brothers moving company here in Stratford. So we hired 3 brothers moving company to move them. Isn't that sweet? Yeah. And then
I think that's it.
I think that's about it.
That's kind of
what we had. It was really fun. It was a good 2 weeks.
So that's that. And like we said, we'll be at Vogue next weekend. If you see us, feel free to say hi.
Yeah, please come and say hi. I don't know what to expect.
No, it's our first one.
Knitting at all.
So
yeah.
hopefully we'll have a good time.
Yeah, but people say like maybe we will be able to like hang out in a lobby and knit or something like that. So
I'm sure there's going to be knitters everywhere.
Look for us somewhere. We'll definitely be at the Mayak booth to see our friends and to see Paula as well.
Yes.
So we met her, I think, for the first time at Rhinebeck.
At Woolenfolk.
But we didn't have much of a chance to like really like hang out and socialize. So it'll be nice to squish her yarn and see her yarn. That's one of the booths we're really looking forward to.
Yeah, for sure.
To going to. So.
All right. So let's talk about
Let's talk about baby
knitting. What are you wearing?
Oh, this old thing. This is the Ranger by Jared Flood. I've worn this probably so many times on the podcast. It's probably my most worn. One of my most worn knits in general, and it's lovely. The yarn is Nancy over at Trilogy Yarns. She did this like custom color for herself. She was going to knit a sweater out of it, and then it was kind of right up my alley. I think at the time I was knitting a lot of greens and browns and stuff, so she asked if I wanted it. She sent a whole sweaters quantity our way, which has been lovely. It's a 100% non-superwash worsted, and the pattern was really easy to knit. I feel like it wasn't bad at all. I guess I can kind of stand up, but it's it fits me. I think it fits me very, very well.
Yeah, it does.
It's held up a lot. I love I did not alternate skeins or do any helical knitting, so there's some like pooling and different patterns that are coming through, which I actually kind of like. And I'm very, very happy with it. The only concern is like the collar flops a bit, but I'm really used to the floppy collar, and I kind of like that look.
Yeah, and it looks like what? So you have some raglan shaping here.
Yeah, there's some beautiful raglan shaping. It's a textured pattern. I don't know what it was. I was slipping stitches and then like purling things.
Is it knit flat, right?
No.
It's knit in the round.
It's knit in the round.
Did you steek that?
No. I mean, so it's knit. Well, it is knit flat. The sleeves are knit in the round. I knit the sleeves first. Yeah, it couldn't have been knit in the round.
No,
it must be knit flat.
It's knit flat. So this sleeves
it's knit flat.
You had to.
Oh, but then when I picked up the sleeves. Yeah, yep. I picked up the sleeves and the whole thing's.
And knit the sleeves.
And then I picked up the
sweater.
Right, and then I picked up the button band and knit that afterwards. And then these buttons, I don't remember where I got them from.
You got those from Joann's.
See that? Auntie Joann's, as Chip says. That's it.
I am wearing.
And this is one of my FOs I'll talk about.
I'm wearing a hatch hat. It's a Brooklyn tweed pattern, I think by Emily Green. It comes in two styles. It's one where you could fold up the brim, kind of. It's not really a brim, but you're not knitting a brim. I guess maybe you do. Yeah, because you do change needle size.
Yeah.
Or you could knit like a typical watch cap with it. It's probably my favorite hat. Mm-hmm. And this is knit out of Brooklyn Tweed Arbor. I don't remember the color. It could be Butte. It might be.
You know what? It might be. I need to make sure that we remember to link that down below in our show notes.
This?
The hatchet, yeah.
Okay. This is Hatch, Hatch. And I want to say Emily Green.
I think it is Emily Green. It's a beautiful pattern.
Let's consult our good notes.
Oh, yeah, you'll have that in good notes.
Hats.
I don't have that. I don't think I have that pattern.
Hatch, Emily Green. Yes.
Good job.
So this is the pattern.
Yeah.
Definitely probably my most worn hat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's DK weight, so it's nice. It's not too warm, not too cold. So I love it. I wear it all the time. I wear it in the house quite often.
Yeah.
So
yep.
That's what I'm wearing.
Great.
All right. Let's jump into FOs. I have one.
Me too.
All right.
I can go first because I'm wearing it.
Yes.
So this is the Lyle cap. And I kind of cast this on a whim because I bought the yarn. I wanted something simple, and this is super simple. So this is by Blue Sky Fibers, but the pattern's by Nancy Ekval for Blue Sky Fibers. I believe it's a free pattern.
It is.
It's using DK weight yarn. The yarn I used is Ken yarn in the half bad colorway. It's on his DK base, which is a Stratus DK, I think he calls it. Yep. It's 100% superwash, 4-ply merino, 231 yards per 100 grams. It is, the yarn was beautiful to work with. The hat I knit the hat exactly to pattern. So it's using a US 7, and there's only one size. It's easily customizable, if you wanted to knit it at a tighter gauge or less stitches. If you have a smaller head, you want it a little bit tighter. It calls for a 1x1 rib for a set amount of rows, which I can't remember off the top of my head, but I did those. I actually might have done 2 additional rows.
You did.
But yeah, by accident, I didn't really mean to.
So it's a 1x1 twisted rib.
Yep.
And it calls for 5. I typically do 8 to give myself a little bit more of a brim.
1, 2, 3.
I think
4,
you did 6.
5. I did 6. Yep, I certainly did 6. I love how the yarn.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. It's so soft, and it was such an easy knit. And then the decreases happen pretty quickly towards the end. Like you do a couple of standard decreases where you're like knitting 8 decrease, knit 2 together or whatever it is. And then you knit a row, and then you continue that way. And then after like 2 or 3 of those, you just continue to decrease every single row until you get down. So I switched to magic loop to do my decreases, and then you just cinch it up at the top, and it just creates it's a really nice hat. I'm very happy with it. I think it fits me very, very well. It gives me a little bit of slouch, which I like. That's how I usually wear my hats. I love the color. And I'm really happy.
A beautiful color.
Yeah, isn't it gorgeous? And I love the fact that I used it for the pattern that it was intended for.
That you bought the yarn for.
That I bought the yarn for, because I bought the yarn and I said, "Oh, I want to knit a lisle cap out of that."
Yeah, and that's my second favorite hat.
Yeah.
The lisle cap and the hatch hat are my 2 favorites.
Yeah, it's so simple. Once you get past the ribbing, which the ribbing's not even that bad at all, and on DK, like, it goes super fast.
So quick.
On US 7s, so yeah, I don't really have much else to say. This took 58 grams of yarn to do this hat. I have 50 grams left over, which is actually a significant amount. So I'm thinking about doing maybe some fingerless mitts.
Yeah.
With this, I probably won't have enough to do 2, but maybe I could do some a contrasting cuff.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And then, because I would love this on my hands, because it's super soft. So maybe I'll do like a darker color, or maybe even a brighter color for the cuff, and then have this for my hands, for my mitts.
Fun.
Yeah. So that's FO number 1. It was nice to just have something get finished really quickly. It took me less than a day.
I think it took you a day.
I cast on, I think on like Sunday. I knit a few hours on it, and then I finished it Monday night. It was really, really simple.
Keeping on the hat train, I'm going to show a pattern. I saw this last night when I was scrolling through Instagram, and I looked at it, and this will be after I complete a hat that's on my needles. Well. This is going to be the next one I cast on. It's a pattern by Woolen Pine Designs. It is a DK pattern. It's knit on a US 5 and US 8. And it's cabled, and it's currently on sale. You don't need a code, so if you go to Ravelry and purchase this, you can get 15% off until tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this is called Deep Winter Hat. I mean, look at that cable.
Oh, that's cool.
It looks really cool. Freaking fun.
Yeah.
I wonder...
It does.
Right?
Yep. Oh, she's pretty.
I mean, the color of that's gorgeous.
Yeah,
that reminds me of like that whiskey from Trilogy.
That's still one of my absolute. I still want a sweater in that.
It comes in 5 sizes.
Wow.
So, what did it say? 5 sizes. I just saw 5 sizes, baby to adult. So that's really great for a hat pattern.
Totally.
It'd be funny if I saw the person, the guy that
different colors.
I know great. The guy that I saw it on last night in Instagram. He was a test knitter. So I was going to see if I could find it here in the photos. And as soon as I saw it, I know there's 42. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's going to be the next cast on for a hat.
Yeah.
It's got a nice long brim. It looks like maybe even a 1x2.
You can add a pom-pom if you wanted to. That's nice. That looks really, really cool. So the hat that I want to talk about as well, while you're looking to see if you can find that, is also a cable hat pattern, and I completely forgot about it. I bought the kit last year, and I didn't do it. This is by Jill Zielinski, and using North Bay Fiber yarn. She had... is this it? No. she had sent I had purchased a kit for it, and I gotta see if I can find the yarn. I'm sure it's here somewhere because I don't think I used it. But anyway, it's perfect for Valentine's Day. She's doing a special right now. If you buy 2 skeins of her yarn from North Bay Fiber, you get the Cable Knit Kisses hat pattern, which is super cute. And it's got the hearts down the middle, and then it's got X's and O's down the sides to kind of frame that. Isn't that really adorable?
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I got the white, I think, that creamy color.
I think you used it. Isn't that the hat that you knit downstairs?
The essential ribbed hat. No, that was I used clay, I think, for that one.
Okay.
The clay color. But what's really, and this is I got the yarn to make this one because I thought it would be
that's
really
pretty
nice. Yeah. And the cool thing about this pattern is that there's a chart as well as written instructions for every single size. So there's three sizes for this. You have your written instructions for like your small size, your medium size, your large size, and then you also have the chart as well for each size. So if you're a chart knitter,
really nice.
Yeah, you can do that, or you could just follow the written instructions. So I thought that was cool. I saw I got the email that she was having a sale, or the bonus for Valentine's Day, that if you bought 2 skeins of her yarn, then you get the hat.
Nice.
Yeah.
This was the picture that I saw on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
So this is, he goes by Caffeinated Cables on Instagram. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, I have to knit that.
What's he wearing around his neck?
I don't know. He's wearing, like, it looks like either a scarf. It looks like a scarf to me. It could be a cowl.
Yeah, it's really cool.
But yeah, so
great.
That's my...
Okay, good. Look at us sharing.
All right, so I have one FO. This was living in my yoga sloth bag by...
They really are so cute.
Fancy Boy Designs.
Yeah. We'll have that link down below that shop.
This is the yarn colorway. So this is a pair of socks. Vanilla from the colorway's Wintermint by Woolens and Nosh. This is on her 90 superwash targhee and 10% nylon. It's a 3-ply, super plump. These are not blocked. I finished them this morning.
They're so good.
So, yeah. So this mini is a skein that we got when we were at Knit New Haven. Sassy Black Yarns was there, and she was having a trunk show. So I bought this with this colorway in mind. I thought that the greens in here would be really cute. If I could just stretch this out a bit. So here, right? I thought it just went really well.
It really does. There's some like little micro striping there and stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was cute. The only thing I will say is that I knit my heel with a 75-25. So there's a obvious difference in the feel of the heel and the sock itself. So what I said to Ray that I would probably do in the future if I were to do something like this again is I would knit my heel the same way but go down a needle size to make a little bit more of a denser fabric here.
Maybe increase some stitches or something like that too.
So what I did is I cast on 64 stitches using a German twisted cast on. I cast on right at a color change so I could get matchy socks. So that's why you get the little light blip there.
I love that.
I knit 17 or 18 rows of a 1x1 twisted rib. When I hit a color change here, instead of purling my pearls, I knit them until I got back to the beginning of that color change, and then I went back to purling every other stitch, just so that you don't get that weird little pearl bump type of thing, which is fine. I just wanted to try it. I've never attempted that before.
It looks beautiful.
And I like the way, I do. I'm really happy with the way that it looks. I did an 8-inch leg. I put in my stitch markers for my afterthought heel. I did it in the middle of a 7-row stripe so that I did it on row 4.
That's smart. So it splits it. It kind of frames the heel a little bit.
So then I had 3 of this color.
Yeah.
Right on either side. Yes.
That's neat, actually.
And then I knit my leg or my foot 6 inches and did my toe.
So that's exactly what I'm doing.
6 inches?
Mm-hmm. Because I like an inch of negative.
I used to do 7. I went down a full inch. So, and then I get to the toe. I decrease until I have 16 stitches on both of my needles because I do magic loop, and then I just Kitchener. And then for my heel, after I cut in, I use the method from Kirby Warby, and I just leave the yarn in 2 of the stitches, pick up.
Like you don't pick that yarn out.
I don't pick it out the last 2 stitches just
neither.
to close the gaps. I still have to weave those ends in, but then I knit 6 rounds, and then I start my decreases, and again decrease till I have 16 stitches on each of my needles, and then Kitchener.
They came out really, really nice.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm happy with them.
Well, so I feel like they would fit me then.
That's fantastic if that's what you think.
Have you always done 6 inches for your foot? You just said.
So I'm going to rewind 30 seconds.
I know you usually do 7.
There we go.
Okay.
I think on my, I must have just started doing it. So I looked at socks that I finished like a month or 2 ago. Mm-hmm. The ones that I got from To the Max, my yarn. Call Me By Your Name in Peach. And I measured that. That was a heel flap and gusset though. So I measured from the bottom of the heel flap to my toe. And that was 6 inches. So I think I just started doing 6 inches recently. But yeah, So that's my only FO. Well, kind of. No, that's a lie. We'll talk about some other kind of FOs. They're sort of. So this is my FO, my new to you. And this is the bag that it's living in. This was gifted to us. This is an Artifact.
It's an absolutely gorgeous
bag. Co. Gorgeous bag. Fantastic tote.
We noticed this bag at Woolen Folk while we were in the middle of doing our... Well, I did.
I was going to say, don't say we.
Because I kind of stopped mid...
interview.
Mid-interview to point out the bag.
So my Zoom loom is in here. And I've done a couple more squares. I think I put them actually in that box.
Is your Zoom loom not in the bag from Carrie?
It is, but I think I've been putting my squares in here to keep them together.
Oh, so
that's these fun. Were the first. Those were the ones that I showed already. Oh no, these are all the ones I showed. Okay. I think. Oops. Maybe I put them here. There they are. All right, so I finished 3 squares on my Zoom loom. So here's square number 1. Square number 2. Square number 3. You know what? This reminds me of. Do you remember my Abercrombie shorts that were made out of?
Yes,
school?
I do.
Right? Doesn't it kind of?
It kind of does.
It was patchwork shorts.
They were patchwork, yeah.
I feel like there was a patch.
You actually still might have them.
I think I do
because I think we just found them in the closet.
So yeah, I do love doing the little Zoom loom thing. I am not as prolific as Carrie is, who's probably got enough to build a house, but. That's my new to you. So I think I have. What I did is I'm putting them in batches of 5, and then I'm just putting a light bulb stitch marker through, so I can keep them together. 2, 3, 4.
It creates like a little book.
Yeah, so I have 8 done so far, and I need, I don't know,
290 more.
100 and like, I don't know, 70 more to make a blanket. So yeah, so that's kind of FO-ish. And now I just have whips.
Me too.
So I have
my new to me. You'd think I had the wine already. My new to me is downstairs. I was trying to use a drop spindle. It wasn't really going so well.
It went better. Your first try was
like anything else.
That's something else that we did.
What?
We jumped on the Zoom with the ladies at cocktail hour at the Coop.
Was that then?
Yeah, I think it was the night after we podcast.
Oh, it was?
I think so.
Well, that was great then.
Yeah, we got to hang out with them and...
Let me grab my new to me. It's not much.
They have a Patreon, and part of their Patreon is they do, I think it's a monthly, like, Zoom knitting. So they invited some of the prize donors to it this time around. So we jumped on, I think it lasted for about an hour and a half. So we got to hang out with Liz and Leanne and Sassy Karen and Valerie. So it was just nice to see people. It's always fun to see people and knit with people. Speaking of my job, which I'll be leaving at some point in the near future, they started a craft group. So we're going to get together Wednesday night after work, and we're going to craft in one of our conference areas at work. So that should be fun.
Okay, so I don't have much. Yeah, I'm really jealous.
Did you?
We might go on tomorrow.
Paso Doble, yeah. Did you take the other one off? Because that looks different. Didn't you have a multicolored one?
No.
Did you start over?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've seen this. I think I only saw the one that had a bunch of colors in it.
No, it was just I don't have any other fiber.
Okay.
So this is what I have. Yay! Hey,
it's something.
So this drop spindle is from Dragonfly Workshop. I will not have that link down below. I'm sorry. I don't know. We got this at Rhinebeck this year. And so, yeah, so I was spinning. It's not super consistent.
No, but that's actually not bad, Ray.
Thanks. It's just, like the park and draft I'm having some trouble with. And so I was trying to see if I can draft and spin at the same time, which I was doing a little bit better. But I keep forgetting that, you got to pinch, here to do that. Because if you let the twist kind of go up into your batting or whatever it's called, you can't draft. So I was having some trouble, but so it's fun. I'll do some more. This is Corriedale, 100% Corriedale. I'm not quite sure where the fiber came from. We have a whole bag full of fiber that somebody purchased.
No, I did not purchase it.
You purchased quite a lot of fiber.
No, somebody donated.
Right. Somebody donated some fiber.
The only fiber that I've purchased is up here.
No.
Yeah, for sure. Anything that's in there that's fiber, I did not buy. It's been donated to us.
I'm pretty sure that you did.
Nope.
Anyway, this was one of my new to me's.
Good job.
Thanks. Was it worth it for me to go downstairs and grab it for you all?
Oh, totally.
I'm a spinner, y'all.
All right. So
I do want to get an e-spinner.
Oh, okay. We'll just get one today.
Okay. Great.
So, how many whips do you have?
4.
Me too, I think.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. All right. Let's see what's in here. This is in Twinkle and Twilight bag. All right. This is my 4-point baby blanket free pattern by Pearl Soho. I'm knitting it out of Buttercup Cotton, also by Pearl Soho. The color I'm using currently is called Lavender. So I've made a little bit of progress. I was here last time you guys saw it. So I've done about an inch. This I had to pick up when I wanted to knit, but I ruined all my projects that first week after podcast. So here we are.
It's great.
Yeah, it's
a cool color.
It's going to be super cute when it's done. Let me pull up the pattern for y'all.
Here, I can pull it up.
I have it right here.
Because you can just use the...
Here we are. So this is 4 points. I think there's also a crochet
version?
A crochet version of it. So this is what it would look like. I don't even know what my other 3 colors are going to be.
Oh, you haven't chosen yet?
No.
You have quite a bit of cotton.
I feel...
There was no judgment there. That was just a statement of fact.
You just tell me I have a lot of cotton. You tell me that I've purchased a bunch of roving, which I have not.
I think you sometimes need a reality check.
No. So, the pattern actually calls for linen quill.
Oh, really?
But it's wool alpaca, so I just wouldn't use that personally for a baby. I thought cotton would be really great. It could just throw it in the wash for the parents who are going to be recipients of this. But yeah, it's a nice garter. Free pattern. You knit 2 together on one end to create that little slant. Your point here. And yeah, super easy. And this is knit on a US 3, which is a 3.25 millimeter. And thinking of that, my socks, I knit them on a US 1 2.25 millimeter.
Great.
And that's whip number 1.
Okay. I'm just going to talk about this now. I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room. I mentioned the last podcast. A few of you had asked how my twists and turns were going. I mentioned in the last podcast that I was going to be ripping it out because it wasn't bringing me joy. So the other day I went to go rip it all out, and then I said, wow, I really enjoy these colors together. Maybe I'll knit on it a little bit longer and just to see if I really do want to rip it out. So I started knitting on it again, and I'm not going to rip it out. I'm going to continue. It's probably not going... I'm not going to show it often going forward in the podcast because there's still a lot to do, like making... It's a lot of knitting, but for small progress, if that makes any sense. So I just figured I would show it again just to kind of give everybody a refresher as to what my colors are and where I am with all of this. So it's a 3-color shawl, and I'm using all La Bien-Aimée. I bought it as a kit through Stephen and Penelope. It's all on her Merino Super Sock. I don't really remember the colorways. This is Santoki, which is pretty. There's a leaf in there.
How do you have a leaf?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe you took it with you somewhere.
Oh, look what I did. I put the yarn
on the tag.
Wow, I was really... Oh, what a great idea. So this is rust.
That's just a beautiful,
Isn't it beautiful?
color. Yeah.
I know, it's gorgeous. And... Yep, Santoki was correct. And then this color is Driftwood Graffiti.
That's one of my favorites.
I know. So like this is my color palette, which I loved. I absolutely loved. It was absolutely gorgeous.
That's like the color palette of my life.
I know. So like I was really struggling pulling it out because then, one of the other things that I was thinking about is that you have to break the yarn often. So if I were to rip it all out, I would have so many small little balls of all these different colors, and then that would have just probably frustrated me a little bit. So this is what I have so far, and this is what it looks like. I don't remember what clue. I think it's clue 3.
Yes.
But now that everything is out, I'm just kind of going with it. So I don't know. I'm just going to show it. Yeah. So this is how the colors kind of play together in my shawl, and
it's so good.
I know. I really love it. I do love the colors.
Yeah, you've got to finish.
I know. So the more, and I'm glad I took a little bit of a break and thought about it because I really am like, I think it's cool. I was a little hesitant about these cable stitches here, but the next part I'm gonna be bringing in this rust and weaving it in here. So
if you decide to do that.
If I decide to do that. So I think that might look actually kind of cool. Who knows? I think it looks nice by itself. Anyway, this is where I'm at right now. We're doing those little like landing strips that everybody was talking about. So this is all the rust. It's cables and twisted stitches. So it creates this really cool wave effect. And we've said this so many times. Sorry if I'm hitting the microphone. We've said this so many times that his tutorials, like, they're incredible. He really takes his time. He shows both English style knitting, throwing, or picking, continental style knitting, and there's some really cool tips and tricks that he has to do this cable pattern. It's a 1x1 cable, like twisted cable, without the cable needle. So that's really what I've been doing, and it's great. So I have 1.5 more sections of this to do. So I have one of these from here to do, and then from here to here.
Okay.
And then this strip is done. And then I think somebody had mentioned what you're going to end up doing is joining, like knitting this together with this and creating a panel here, like a striped panel. And you're doing the same thing on the other side. So the way that the pattern is written is that it wants you to do both of the strips and then do the panels. So I think what I'm going to do is finish the strip, do a panel, and then go back and do the same thing on the other side. Somebody had mentioned that would be a good idea to do.
Yeah.
And then that would be cool because this is on a barber cord or the pony bead string. So it'll be nice to get some of this stuff dangled out.
It's coming out.
Oh, it came all out. Thanks, Kev. But none of those stitches fell through. Probably because it's been sitting for months. Good job. Really good job. Okay. we're performing surgery.
So
So
here,
anyway,
you do that. You put it back
okay.
on. And so, speaking of that,
Yep.
that's one of my knitting woes of last week. After the podcast, I went downstairs and I was going to start knitting on this, and then I realized on the cable section that I just completed, the row prior to binding off, you do some knit togethers so that you can close this horseshoe cable.
Quite a lot of them.
And I did not do that. So I have to rip out my bind off, rip back a row, re-knit the last row and do the knit two together, and then bind off again. So my initial thought was like, okay, I'm going to avoid that for now, and I'm going to pick up the landing strip and I'm going to work on the landing strip on the correct side.
Did this other one come out?
No, because you already have.
Oh, I tied it. Yeah.
So then I started working on the landing strip, and then I made a mistake, so I had to rip that out. So then it went back in timeout.
So, yeah, this is. I mean, definitely, it felt good to come back, and I think you'll be good about.
I need,
fixing it.
Yeah, I just need time to fix it. I need some uninterrupted time.
Because your colors are gorgeous as well. Like, I think we did a good job picking.
Yeah,
colors.
I love my colors.
Yeah, I think the colors are going to be great. And while I might not be the biggest fan of what the shawl looks like held up, like finished, I think we saw people wearing it, and I think it wears very well.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed. I agree with you.
So that's where we're at. I may not show, because it's just a landing strip. Maybe once I get into that panel, maybe I'll show it again. But
and what is that knit on, US 4?
Oh, thanks. I think it's a US 4.
Which is, 6
or
millimeter?
It might be a 6. No, I think it's a 4, because it creates a denser fabric than... This doesn't look like a 4. It is a 4.
4,
yeah.
so...
3.5 millimeter.
3.5 millimeter.
3.5. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I actually lied. I only have 3 whips, so I have 2 more to show.
Do you want me to go again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm going to enjoy my tea.
Enjoy your tea. This is another one that I picked up that I haven't showed in a while. This is the Ivan sweater by Veronique Avery, I think.
Yes.
And it's a really nice... Actually, weren't you... Oh, I thought you were...
I don't have it on. It's in the bedroom.
You were wearing it earlier. This is going to be for my father. It's no longer a secret, apparently. I ruined that secret at Christmas. And I'm quite behind, so he's not... Dad, sorry. You're probably not going to get this for a little while. But hang in there. It will be coming your way. I promise. So I did pick this back up again. This is using the Simply Wool Twist from Knit Picks. It's a worsted weight. The colorway that I have is Winkle and Wanda, which is really cool. I think it's beautiful. You can see that they're like marled together.
Yeah.
And that's what this Simply Wool Twist is all about. There's also a plain Simply Wool.
Yeah, which
from
is
Knit Picks as well.
Somewhere around here.
Which I got for a sweater.
So did I.
And I can't remember what it was, but there are some solid colors for this as well. And there was Knit Picks is always having those sales, so I think I think I got these for something like $4 a skein, which is actually really good. And the yarn is beautiful. It's 100% non-superwash. It's eco wool, which means that they don't use any dyes or any like preparation methods or anything like that. To it's better for the environment. And I love it. So I did pick this up. This is knit flat. It's a cardigan, knit flat. This is what I have so far. You can see the stitch marker there. Sorry. The stitch marker there is where I was. So
you made a good bit of progress.
I need about 5 or 6 inches there. It's a very long ribbing. The pattern calls for not a tubular cast on, I don't know what I did a German twisted cast on. Because I thought it would be, better.
I wonder what I did. I probably followed the pattern.
So I'm just gonna make sure that I do that for the other stuff too. It's just stockinette city, so I'm like knitting, but it's knit flat. So the pearls I'm not having any troubles with at all.
No, and
it's not as bad as I thought.
I would say, and it's not really a ton of stitches either.
No, I think I'm knitting the second to largest size, I think. Second or third to largest size. Because I think I like the look of the like oversized, comfy style, and I think that's my dad would like that.
Well, it's meant to be. It's meant to be an oversized cardigan.
Yeah. With something like almost 10 inches of positive ease or something like that. So I think that'll be really nice. He can just kind of hang around the house in it, be comfortable, wear it outside, like whatever.
And it's like an elbow length sleeve, I would say.
Yep.
And it's I don't know if it's called a tulip sleeve, but the sleeve's very
interesting.
It is a tulip sleeve. I struggled with it.
But you got some help from Brooklyn Tweed.
Yes, and I just read the pattern incorrectly.
Right, so you can help me with that one.
Yeah.
I will talk to my dad, though, because I will give him the option if he wants to have a longer sleeve. He might want a longer sleeve than something, up here, because you'd have to wear a long sleeve shirt or not, but, it won't be as warm.
It'd be interesting, though, because the sleeves are knit flat as well. Mm-hmm. Wait, no, they're not.
They're not?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I have no idea.
They're knit flat and then joined in the round and then knit.
Oh, good. So I'm sure I can add some.
And that's how you do the tulip.
Yeah. So this I have to knit for something like 17.25 inches, 17.5 inches. And then I start tapering for the sleeve. Excuse me. That's what I have so far. I just picked it up not too long ago, and I'll pick it up every once in a while and throw a couple of rows on that.
I thought it was a great knit, and that wool is...
The wool is actually really nice.
The wool's very nice, and it's held up really well. Mine's not pilling much, and I wear mine quite a bit.
Right.
That's like my around-the-house cardigan.
So this is knit. This is in a Knit for Brains bag. They're Knit for Brains designs on Etsy. This is one of her sweater bags. We've had this for quite a while, but it's super cute. She's got some really awesome fabrics right now, too. So I'll probably be knitting this into the summertime, so I might change the bag. Or maybe not. Maybe I won't.
Oh, man.
Okay, that's it. I'm down to two more works in progress.
I'm so yawny. We both got up at 5 o'clock this morning. All right, so here's another...
Story?
Yeah.
Story time.
So this is Living in My Bearded Pearl bag, which I love. All right. So I was knitting...
Oh, huh. Now Knitting Posse wants to send us messages.
You're a jerk. I'm knitting the World's Simplest Mittens by Tin Can Knits. This is another free pattern with a bunch of different sizes, and the pattern includes different weights of yarn that you can use. So I was using a worsted / Aran weight from... This is Kelborn Woolens Lucky Tweed.
Oh, this actually looks good in the daylight.
Yeah, this is the colorway's navy. We purchased this when we went to go visit the ladies over at Yarnia in Montclair, New Jersey.
I know they're having a meet and greet and like yarn tasting with
Amy from La
Bien-Aimée.
All right, so let's talk about this, guys. So I'm using Caleb's from Drowning in Yarn. He has a YouTube video on how to modify this to make it a convertible mitt. So the size that I chose was the third size to fit a hand that's 7 inches around. So there's a couple issues here. Issue number one is when I measured this section. All right, so here's where I bound off so that I could do the convertible. I don't think I pulled the mitt down all the way
when you're
measuring. And I made this section maybe a little bit shorter than I would like. I would like it to hit up just a little bit more, maybe 2 more rows. So that's issue number one. Issue number two that I found out and I don't know how this happened. It doesn't make any sense to me. When I started doing my decreases, I was off a stitch, which doesn't make any sense since I did a 1x1 rib and it worked. So I'm kind of confused as to how that happened. The next issue is I should have gone, I would say, at least 2 more rows before I started my decreasing, maybe even 3, because my
You're getting a little gap there.
Yeah, you're getting a gap. My middle finger is really right at the top. And then my next issue is I have, I think, too many stitches for my thumb. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it back to my thumb. I'm going to re-knit. I'm going to increase the length of this. I'm going to go up another couple of rows. I'm going to...
Did we just get a delivery?
I don't know. I'm not expecting anything. I'm going to check my counts and make sure my counts are right. And then I'm going to finish these. They literally take no time at all on worsted weight yarn. Mm-hmm. So
now, what if you just knit the second mitt, put this on hold, and just knit the second mitt with your alterations that you were thinking of making, and seeing if that makes a difference? Because if you're going to have to rip this out anyway, just at least way you'll have a finished mitt that you can use to...
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a possibility. Mm-hmm. So...
Because you've already cut the yarn, so the yarn is broken.
Yeah.
So you could just use this to start, knit your second mitt the way that you want it to. And then if you know...
I'm also debating if I do... So part of me is also wondering if I just rip this whole thing out and start over and go up one more size. I don't know if... No, I think it's fine.
Do the second mitt that way. If you have to rip it out anyway.
No, I think it's good. I was just wondering if it's too tight, but I think it will relax a bit once I block it. So yeah, so that's my...
And this is Kelborn Woolens?
Yeah, I mean, it's number one...
It's definitely a rustic feeling yarn.
Yeah, it's going to be really warm, right?
Sure.
It's going to be a nice warm mitt, which today when it's 0 to -3 when we woke up, it would have been beautiful to have something like this. I do want another pair of fingerless mitts though, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Those fire pit mitts were really quick and they were really nice.
So yeah, and this is knit on, for the worsted weight, you use a US 5 and a US 7, so that's a 3.75 millimeter and a 4.5 millimeter. Mm-hmm. But other than that, other than all of my issues that I've had with it, it's a beautiful pattern. The yarn's really nice. I love
the little tweedy bits in there.
All the tweed in it.
There's so many variations in color and stuff.
I bought this because they talk about it all the time, and they're right. It's a beautiful yarn. I can't wait to see it.
They being the ladies at Yarnia.
Yarnia. Mm-hmm. And they have a podcast, Chronicles of Yarnia, here on the YouTubery. I can't wait to see what this is going to feel like once it soaks and blocks, because it really does make such a difference once you block something.
Mm-hmm. I think with non-superwash especially, because it gives that yarn a chance to like really settle into its shape and bloom a little bit, fill out those spots, those spaces.
For sure.
Especially after handling it. And there might be some
there could be
spinning
some
oil in there, because it feels a little bit like there might be.
And also when, like, even with an indie dyed yarn, it changes. It's superwash, all that stuff, but maybe there's a little dish soap in it, that didn't get rinsed out, or depending on what you let it soak in. Like I use Euclid unscented to soak prior to spinning. It affects that texture a little bit. So once you wash it, it really does change the feel.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
All right. So that was... All right. So you have another whip?
I have 2 more.
All right. I have 1 more. So you go again.
Okay. These are... I'll show you my socks. These are my... just my vanilla sock pattern. My recipe. It's living in the Heidenhammer bag. I don't remember what number this is. 7? Maybe?
No, this is the collab with like...
No, I know, but the style of the bag.
No, they don't have one like this.
Oh, they don't?
No.
Oh.
Not that I've seen.
Okay. So, I showed these last time. This is using Desert Vista Dye Works in the colorway Nurses Are Superheroes, or Nurses Are Superheroes. Not quite sure.
No, it's Nurses Are. It's not or. I just think the E's missing. That's all.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking.
It's Nurses Are Superheroes.
Okay.
So that just reminded me. So at work, Christy and I all day long. Do you know this, like the scene from Bridesmaid when Helen's on the plane and she's like, no, what's her name? Kristen Wiig's character in Bridesmaids.
I can't remember her name.
We're going to look right now. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You don't want to tell your story? I'm like...
So, whatever her name is... Hold on. I got to find her name.
Well, we're going to wait because I want to find out. People, you all are probably screaming what her character's name is in Bridesmaids.
So, her name's Annie. And when she talks about
right,
Helen...
because then the Australian guy calls her Annie all the time.
And she's on the plane and she's like, Helen knows the owner. So, at work all day long, if Christy says something, she'll be like, oh, I'm so hungry. I'm like, oh, you are? And then all day long, that's all we do back and forth to each other when I stop at her desk. So something that just happened made me think of that.
It's lovely. It's nice to see how productive you are at work.
I'm super productive. Yeah. I get my work done every day.
Yeah. Okay. So I finished.
You did?
Almost. I hate you so much. I almost finished one sock. I just have the heel left to go. So now, the colors are gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think is this like a bluish or purple?
Blue.
It's almost, yeah, okay. I was seeing like a little purple last night, but now it looks blue to me. So the colors are really nice. The yarn is a 75-25 superwash merino. And the past couple of socks that I've knit, I think I've said this before, have been Woolens and Nosh in her Targi base, which is a little bit thicker. And so it just feels a little bit weird knitting.
Yeah.
But the fabric is really great. I did 20 rows of a 2x2 rib using the German twisted cast on. I knit for a total of 8 inches, which is exactly what you did on your last sock. Marked where I want to put my heel here. And then I knit another 6 inches, and then I did my toe.
This doesn't make any sense to me.
So here's how it goes. So my foot, I wear a size 12, US 12, men's 12. My foot is 11 inches exactly. If you were to measure my foot, it's 11 inches. So I usually like to have about an inch of negative ease on my sock.
Yeah.
So...
I'm trying my sock on.
Mm-hmm. So my toe is 2 inches. I've measured that.
Yeah.
With the 6 inches, that creates 8 inches.
Yeah.
And then the heel, which is basically exactly what the toe is going to be, we'll add another about 2 inches. So we'll be at 10 inches there. So I'll have an inch of negative ease. And because of this fabric, you can see how much it stretches. I wanted to do an inch of negative ease. Did you not try on your socks?
No, I literally finished them this morning. But look, it fits.
That's great.
So how do I knit the same size sock as you do?
Well, I like a little bit, but it also depends on the fabric. So for the Woolens and Nosh, I'll knit for probably like 6.5 inches or so, because I'm wearing them, because it's not as stretchy. Actually, I could probably measure it. Oh my god, my feet are going to be so cold.
I know, mine too, and I lost the sock I was wearing.
So these are, they're still kind of stretchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. These
are the socks I'm wearing today.
Can I try them on? Can I try on your new sock?
There's a lot of strings in there. I didn't weave in ends, so Great. Be careful.
I trimmed my toenails, so we're good.
Oh, great. No, see, those don't fit you.
Son of a bitch. You're right.
So then how are those going to fit you?
I don't know now, Kevin.
Maybe I have another pair of socks coming my way.
You might. That's okay. You can have a little bit of me on your feet.
And
a little bit of the nice on your feet. Anyway, I'm sure they're going to fit fine. Whatever. So anyway, I did one. I just have to add in the heel. And what I'm going to do for the heel is I'm going to be using the self-striping yarn. Do it in kind of like the bullseye pattern that usually how it knits up. And I'm going to start with the blue, because I didn't want to have this color here or the green kind of, doubling in size. And then the orange I thought would be too close. So I thought the blue, and then it'll kind of expand back out again and maybe end with that. I think that would look really cool. So the contrast color that I'm using for the sock is undyed 75-25. Kevin space that he gets. So I scanned up one of those, and I think it looks really good. Here's where I am on the second sock. So I had just gotten to where I was marking my heel. And so usually what I do is I mark the start of the heel, the middle, and then the end. Okay. So it helps me to make sure that as I'm picking up those stitches that I'm like on track. Because if I'm on the right row, then I should hit that stitch marker in the middle, to pick that up.
Yeah.
So I don't have to wait till I get all the way to the end and be like, oh man, I'm off. You know what I mean? I'm knitting these on I can't do it. 9-inch circular needles. These are the Luca. It's like Huga.
Luca.
Yep. You can also say like I guess, but it means something really nice. It means, I just looked it up the other day. It's like goodness and something. Anyway, these are I actually love these. They're the 9-inch circulars, US 1, 2.25 millimeter. A couple of people have reached out to ask about the cord, if there was an issue with the cord and the join. There's no issue whatsoever. I have not had any concerns whatsoever. These are wood, like driftwood. And I find that they are very, very pointy and they are very smooth. And have had no problem splitting with yarn splitting. It goes super fast. Like I feel like the stitches just kind of fly around. And so I'll be done with these. Soon.
Yeah, I feel like you made
and then
ton
Kevin
of progress
can wear
on
them.
those.
I feel like I don't know. No.
I mean, you'll have to wait and see.
Oh, you know what I'm going to do? So this is also going to be a new to me. So I'm going to do the Afterthought umbrella heel from Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. I had gotten her pattern. I can't remember the name of the pattern. But I had bought a pattern a while ago, and that includes the umbrella heel. And I think the umbrella toe as well.
Is it the Crunkle socks?
No.
No?
No, it's in something else. I can't remember what it was. And anyway, it's... Oh, do you hear my stomach growling?
I do.
I wonder if I have it in my good notes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that umbrella heel instead of my like traditional Afterthought, Forethought type of heel.
Do you think you could add more length with the heel? Like a little bit more than you would normally with an Afterthought Kitchener heel?
Yeah, so the start of the pattern, it's a paid for pattern. The start of the pattern, I looked it up. It's you're actually knitting like 6 rows.
That's what I did.
Yeah, 6 or 7 rows, I think, before you actually start the decreases. And then you're decreasing pretty regularly all the way around. So it might end up giving me a little bit more length. I'm not sure. Well, we'll see how it goes. If they don't fit me, they'll fit Kevin.
Yay.
They're really pretty.
And if you guys were... I just pulled down my next pair of socks. I'm going to knit this, and I got it at Woolen Folk. And I feel like it could be Day Hike or something like that.
There's no name on it.
No, the name's not on it. I feel like it's Day Hike so this will be my next pair. I just need to figure out what to do for my like heels and toes. Maybe I buy a skein from her.
Oh, did you see that she got some bulky?
Yeah, but I'm thinking maybe I buy a solid from her on the same base so that I don't have to worry about the different or maybe this one I might have enough to do and the spiral heel. I didn't with that one. I had enough yarn, but because the color repeats on this, I mean, you figure this is...
They're long repeats.
This is one repeat. It would have been really hard to measure that out. So since this looks like it's probably a smaller repeat, it may be easier for me to do that. I'll do that. Good talk.
Yeah, I'm glad that we were able to help you.
Glad I
Thanks,
figured
friends.
Here you go.
Oh.
All right. So my last whip is living in my Hide and Hammer.
On a prayer.
Oh, speaking of, and I don't know if it's from the movie. Guess what we're watching either today or tomorrow? Maybe today.
What?
Mannequin.
The original Mannequin?
Yes.
But I thought we couldn't find it. Remember we were
found it.
You
it's on
did?
HBO Max right
Get
now.
out of here.
Yeah, they just put it out. They have both of them.
Wow.
I don't know if I watched the second one
I don't think I've
ever,
ever seen the second one.
but we're watching Mannequin.
The first one's great. Oh, that'll be fun.
All right, so Hide and Hammer, Le Garçon. If you guys remember last time, I had finished the Snow Globe hat, which is a cabled hat in the Lazy Sunday book by Tin Can Knits.
Right. We just have the electric version.
We have the electric version of it. So, here it is. So, really nice, simple cabled hat. Mm-hmm. It's a DK weight.
Doesn't she kind of look like Isabella?
Oh, maybe a little, yeah.
Yeah.
I knit the adult small, which was, again, a wrong choice on my behalf. So,
but you did give it away.
I did give it away. I knit it at the out of the Ella Ray Eco Wool, which is a light gray with some tweed bits in it. I gave it away to Kate. I brought it with us.
It looks really good on her.
Kim's house, and said, "Hey, do any of you guys want this?" And it fit Kate the best, so I gave it to her. And I've cast on a new one for myself. Oh. I'm knitting this
gorgeous.
Out of Brooklyn Tweed Arbor, out of the colorway Spruce, which, if I'm not mistaken, this colorway is no longer available. I'm pretty confident I bought this at Westport Yarns when we went.
Oh.
And they had a whole bunch of Brooklyn Tweed discontinued colors on sale.
Right.
So I had 2 skeins of this, which I'll need to cut into the second skein. Mm-hmm. But I think I have finished the first repeat of 3.
Wow.
So
it's really nice, Kev.
Thank you. It's a beautiful pattern.
Is it a hard pattern? Is it difficult?
No. So there is a chart and there's written instructions. What I do actually is I read the written instructions and I use the chart to highlight what row I just completed.
Sure.
And then with good notes, I just go back, I erase it once I completed it and just start again. I've been doing the cabling without a cable needle because this is a nice non-superwash. The yarn's sticky and grippy, so you don't have to worry about that.
It's nice and round. This is like the perfect cabling kind of yarn.
Yeah, it is a 4-ply.
I don't know, but it's...
Yeah, it's a DK weight, 145 yards. It is a worsted spun 3-ply.
3-ply, yeah.
And this is a 100% Targhee.
2-ply yarns are really difficult to get good cables. I think you need a rounder yarn.
Yes.
So the 3 or 4-ply even would be...
For sure. Those are your best.
Good.
So, and this is Arbor here. So same base.
Yeah.
So it makes these, the ribbing on here pop really well. So yeah, I like it. It is, I will say the cabling's easy, but it's tough on my hands.
Is it?
Yeah. And maybe, and that could be me. I find that I hold things very tightly to begin with. Like even just writing, I hold a pen very tightly.
You do, yeah.
So I think I hold my needles quite tightly and with the cables.
The inside looks cool too.
I like that. I think it's a great pattern.
Yeah, this is going to be nice and warm.
It's knit on a US 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter, and a US 6, which is a 4 millimeter.
Good job.
I think it's a great pattern. It's a 16 row repeat, and you are only cabling. So you're cabling 2 of the rows, and then you're twisting stitches 2 of the rows, and the rest of them you're just knitting. So you're really only cabling or twisting a stitches 4 out of the 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What else can I say? I think that's it.
Yeah, the color's gorgeous too.
Actually, what's really fun, right? So in between the globe, it's ribbed.
Yes.
It
looks like
really,
because
really
you
nice.
can follow it up if you watch it look at it from a distance.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
It's really, really nice.
Yeah, like attention to detail is really good.
For sure. So that is that.
Lovely. Just lovely.
Okay.
Oh, I have one more.
Okay.
This is living in my chip basket, which will be going on sale hopefully within the next month or so.
I think sometime in March.
Yep. Winter 2023, I think they were saying.
Yep.
Which,
we're in
here. So this is Chip had created this basket from Fiber Hustle. They are two of our favorite people in the entire world. They are.
I didn't get that.
You don't
Could
need
you
to.
try again?
No, thank you.
Fresh.
I mean, I will say it again. They're two of my favorite people in the entire world. They are opening up a online shop, where Aaron will be selling some of his hand-dyed yarn based on album covers, which is super cool. And Chip is working on creating some of these chip baskets, all in all different sizes. I'm not sure if they have a size like this. I think it's something like an extra large. And they've got fun names like Chipette, Chippy.
Behind
the Barn is the collection.
Yeah.
So they on their last episode, they did a live episode. In the last episode, Chip showed a couple of patterns that they have, or fabric choices that they chose, and really, really cool. But I was lucky enough to get a prototype a while ago, and I know a lot of you have asked. So we have linked down below. You can go to their website, fiberhustle.com, and right now all that's there is just a box for you to enter your email address, and then you'll be first in line to know when the shop update will be coming, so that you can get some early information.
Yeah, and he's definitely made changes. So
yeah, they've got
his new ones are going to have snaps on
which
it,
is really great.
So then you could open them.
Yep.
They're quilted inside outside, and I believe inside are the new baskets. And he has I think he's going to have, it's somewhere between 6 to 8 colors.
Yeah.
Really beautiful fabric. These are ones that they gave us at Rhinebeck. Mm-hmm. To all of our housemates.
So, living in this basket, usually I put my larger projects in this basket because it's so nice. It just sits right next to me on the couch. This is my, what's it called? Vertices Unite by Stephen West. It's my second one. We're doing an informal knit along with our friends in our knit night, and a few of us are doing this. So let me move this out of the way. I am using all of the yarns from Les Garçons that came in 2 of the clubs. There's the Mystery Mountain.
You're using Mystery Manor and Mystery Mountain?
I'm using...
Or Mystery Forest?
Mystery Forest,
and Mountain, I
believe, and Mystery Mountain. And these are my colors. I'll just show you all really quickly, because I've talked about this a few times, and I've showed... So this is my color palette here. Really kind of looking for sophisticated, dark and moody. And that's where I think I've gotten. So I have completed sections 1 through 4. I'm just about to start section 5.
Is that the last one?
No, there's
5?
6.
Oh, okay.
6 sections, and then a gigantic I-cord. So the front of the shawl is this. This is where we are, and this is how it's all looks. So
is that the front?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. So this is section 4. This is section 1, this gigantic section here. This is section 2. And then this is section 3, which... So I actually like this.
I know. I'm surprised that you were concerned.
I was, because I was knitting it a little bit without. A lot of my knitting takes place at nighttime while we're watching shows, and artificial light, especially now in our living room, is not as bright. Seeing it in the sunlight, I think, is making such a difference. I love how these are all playing together, and what's really cool is 2 of these skeins, this one here, and this one, are on sparkle bases. So you probably can't see.
No, I think you can see.
There you can see some of the sparkle there, and then
that one, it's more noticeable.
Yeah. So this one's on sparkle. It's much more noticeable
in person.
So this has silver stellina in it, and this has the gold stellina in it. And so yeah, so this is really this has been my primary focus. I've been having so much fun doing it, and I think it's gonna look super cool all at once. I don't know if this pisses Carrie off or not. Is this too neutral? Just kidding, Carrie. I love you so much. But yeah, I love it.
No, it's a really good color palette.
I think so too.
And I think that
I was very happy to see it all together.
The green.
This is cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like how it kind of like striped a little bit and pooled up here. Neat. I think it's gonna look nice. Right?
Yeah.
So I have 2 more to go. These are all the colors. Now we're just putting them in different order. I think I'm striping the red with the purple, or maybe the red with the. I'm not sure, but you'll see. It hopefully will be done the next time you tune in.
I think you use your first 3 colors again.
I think so too, but they're smaller sections. So the section 3 was definitely a beast. Section 1 was a monster, and then the other sections the other 2 sections went pretty fast.
Yeah, because you use color B by itself.
Oh, right.
That's section 6. Section 5 is color A, and is it A? It's not A and E, is it?
I should probably pull up the pattern so that you can all see. Anyway, this is the Vertices Unite by Stephen West. And so this is the small version. I'm doing the large version. So this is section 3. And then these are the last 2 sections that I have to do here. So section 5 is A and C together. So that'll be that gray color. And then section 6 is B by itself. So I actually took a picture of all my skeins. So section B by itself is that purple.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to look really nice. And then A and C together. So those 2 colors. No, D and... What did I say? Is it A and C?
Yeah.
Oh, A and C.
So you're going to have that brown and the red.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's going to look nice. Right? So, cool. And then that's going to be by itself.
Good job.
Thanks.
So that's really the knitting. The only other thing I have is I've also been dyeing a bunch of yarn lately.
Yes, you've been very busy.
So, here it's in my Tarjay bag. So let's look. So I've been messing around with color.
Thank you for reusing your bags.
And I've been trying to come up with some tonals. One of them is definitely going to be a one of a kind. I didn't mix my dye properly.
These are so good.
So
and we're planning a shop update
at the end of this month.
Right.
So I was trying to go for a dark purple. I don't know if this is going to come across, but this is...
Oh, that's pretty true to color.
Like a navy purple.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it is, I guess, a dark purple, but it's more blue than it is purple, I think.
It's really gorgeous.
I still think it's pretty, but
Me too.
It's not as purple as I was hoping for. So then...
No, there's definitely some...
I was messing around with mixing some blue and green, and I got this one, which is nice dark tonal. So you got some really nice dark bits, but I messed up my second one of the other batches, and it came out a little bit lighter. So this is going to be a one of a kind. I have all 4 of these in the shop when we do the shop update. So you can see they're just
slightly different.
But I did want to see what this looked like toned down. So then I did this one. So this is...
Those look really good together, actually.
25% of this amount of dye is in this batch. And this is This leans more blue-gray, and this leans more like green-blue. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was interesting.
But they look really nice together.
Yeah, I mean...
Actually, all of these. There's a fade.
Unintended. And then I was just mixing some other colors. This one I think I'm going to call Graham Cracker.
I love it.
It's a nice little tonal...
Toasted, like...
brownish, yellowish brown. And this one I did last night, guys.
I love this one. It's so good.
I'm really pleased with this one, and I kind of want to find a... I was almost thinking of knitting a Vertices Unite and using this in it somewhere.
That would be nice, section 3.
I know. All right. So I hope this comes out right. This is a nice, like, coral. I just think it's so pretty. I wish I had brought in...
slightly darker on camera.
I don't know. I wish I had Ballet Slipper here to compare it to, because that's a nice, like, pale pinky peach. Mm-hmm. Do I have a skein in here? No. All right. So those were some of the tonals I worked on.
They're amazing. You did a great job.
So this I'm going to dye more of because I only have this one skein. I was just testing out.
Oh, those are pretty together.
Actually, this would be really pretty. Those two would be really pretty together. Yeah. All right. But then I was just messing around with some other stuff. So this is an updated version of Iron Mountain that I had a couple months ago. So what I wanted to do is there's some dark gray, some dark blue, and when I initially dyed it, I had this light blue in here, but it really didn't come through a good majority of the skeins. So I just changed the way I dyed it to make sure that I got more of that light blue in there.
Sure.
So Iron Mountain, which I'm super pleased with that.
Me
now.
too. It's really great. That. Yeah.
This one I love too. So this one, there's a story behind the name here. I'm going to call this one Soul, S-O-L, Shock. Way back in the day when we were playing MMOs, one of the games, our favorite games, was called City of Heroes, and Ray created a character who had lightning as a power, and this was the color.
That was my costume.
His costume.
I love that game because you can like really customize what you looked like, and I wish I had a picture of it. Yeah, because this is exactly what my costume colors.
And it wasn't intended that way. This was based on a picture of a bird that I saw on Facebook, and then when I scanned it up, I was like, "Oh, that's Soul Shock." So it has some black, yellow, and this. I wonder if there's just like this, like, really pretty blue in here, and where they mix, you get some nice like blue grays. You get some pale blue here. Super happy. This one I think I'm gonna call Toasted. I was just mixing.
That's so fun.
Some yellows and oranges together, I think.
Mm-hmm. So this one would be graham cracker or something like that?
Yeah, those two would kind of go well together. I wish this one was like a little more vibrant.
Okay.
You know? But I like it. I think it's a nice neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one...
It's like a clay color.
What was I saying yesterday? Like roasty toasty?
Roasty toasty.
So that may be what it is. I haven't decided.
I like a roasty toasty.
And then... this one is another color I've dyed before. I don't think I got it right. I still like it, though. I called it Steampunk initially. Yeah. So it's the same 3 colors. I just don't know if I dyed it in the same way. So I'm going to mess around with it again.
I mean, I think it definitely looks steampunk-like. You know, like you see like the metals and
right. You have some like
colors and things like that.
Yellows, some gray brownish, and then some actual gray in here. And you have like this.
I love that. Yeah, like that's so good.
And then lastly, this
You've been busy.
All right, so this is funny. So this one also was based on a picture of a bird that I saw on Facebook. And then I went downstairs one day and I had this shirt on. And I looked and on my way like down, I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, that's weird. This is one of my favorites now.
It's one of mine too.
I might actually cake this up. I was thinking about caking this up and making socks. I don't know. So we have
we can
some.
send it to Aquila. Maybe she'll crank us some socks.
Maybe.
Or some tubes.
So we have two different shades of blue. And what I liked with this...
Hold it up to your shirt. I think that's hilarious.
It really, like, literally, it's my shirt.
Exactly it's your shirt.
It's legit my shirt. So...
That's really... Oh, look at the speckles. Kev, you did a great job.
Yeah, so there's some orange speckling.
Yeah.
This brownie gray, which this is one of my favorite browns. Because it's brown but gray. But brown. But then it's like a gray brown. And then the blue in here is the same blue.
It's so pretty.
At both ends, but just a different amount of the dye. So it's really fun to see when you're using the same color and you're just using, half of the dye or a quarter of the amount of dye, how it impacts the way that the color looks on yarn. This, I don't know. I love this one.
I do too. And I love your process too. Like, you're not afraid to try different things.
Well, no, you have to do.
I know that, things. But like you're having fun. I just love it.
This one, so I may call this favorite flannel.
Yeah,
I think that's the only way to go with it. But this I'll have a good amount of. I think I've dyed up 20 of these. So for me, that's a good amount. I think I dyed up 20. Yeah, I did. Because after I saw the first batch, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm dyeing up another batch. I might even dye it up on DK. Because I think it would look fun in a hat.
It would look fun in a hat. So
I don't know. But I also have some DK sock yarn that I can dye. I bought some.
You do?
I bought some 75-25
on DK
sock yarn.
Yeah.
Or DK sock yarn. So yeah, there's some other ones.
I mean, look at all the different colors that you did, and there's other ones downstairs too.
Yeah. And I really try to do some different colors because I feel like the last couple of shop updates have been a lot of maybe like 4 colors.
This one wants to be something.
So I really wanted to just do a bunch of different things. This I'm dyeing more of probably today.
That coral, yeah, it's really pretty.
And I also want to see what it will look like at a stronger
depth of shade.
Stronger depth of shade. So this one didn't take a lot of dye, so I think I might triple what I did and see what I come up with. Actually, I am. I'm going to triple it and see what it looks like.
Good. Boy, we're just helping you out make these decisions.
And then I'm going to dye another batch of this color. Yeah. Exactly.
This is gorgeous, though.
Yeah, so that's really nice. And what's been fun for me is I've been, generally speaking, in like my professional life, I'm organized and I know what the hell I'm doing. When I've been dyeing, there are days where in the past I was just having fun and I wasn't always writing it down.
Right.
Or I just didn't take really good notes. So I've been writing everything down and taking really good notes. Even kind of how like I applied the dye and what directions I'm pouring, like stuff like that. So I'm trying to be really mindful because it's obviously important to be able to repeat these colorways, especially the ones that I like. So I would like to have
and the ones that you guys
a
like
nice
too.
Catalog of colors. So what I've been doing is a mix of like new stuff and go back and look at some of my dye recipes from beforehand and just try to see if I could decode my own writing and figure out what the heck I did and writing it down again to just have better notes.
Yeah, great.
So
lovely.
Yeah, so it's been fun. And that's it for the knitting content. Now we just have owl post, and I don't think we have any.
We have one more owl post. I think you have it there.
Yeah, and we don't have any acquisitions. And then after that, we have what we've been reading and watching.
Right, which I've only been reading the same thing.
So our friend Michael from Piece for Piece Crafting,
the little shithead,
went to.
He went on holiday.
Over the holidays. And while he was there, he picked us up a little something. And we received a nice package from him, which part of it we'll try tonight, don't you think?
Don't you think? Yes, I do.
So we'll do that tonight.
Are we doing like fried foods today and stuff? Like, what are we doing? Like, do we
maybe.
just?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far.
My stomach has definitely gotten that.
I know. So anyways, so Michael went to South Africa.
Yeah.
He got to visit one yarn shop, I believe. And one of his goals was to purchase yarn from dyers in South Africa. So he sent us a little gift package. And we received... This is from Cowgirl Blues. It's their Merino DK. It's 100% wool superwash. And this is the colorway Mushroom.
It is so good.
This is that brownie gray that I'm talking about. Like, it's such a beautiful neutral. And this is really soft.
I know. That might need to go on my head.
That's going in my cart. And then this one is...
Well, this is beautiful too.
It is. These actually go really well together.
I was just thinking the same thing. These do as well.
Maybe that's why he sent them. And
oh, maybe he was
look, he's such a planner.
Thoughtful about it.
So this is Miriam Makaba. I feel like that's got to be something for real. So this is really nice, like that. It has like a pale yellow, but almost a toffee color to it, and then some of this mushroomy gray in there.
They're beautiful together.
I know. What are they going to be?
2-color cashmere shawl. Cowl.
Well, that's called a 3-color cashmere cowl. Is one that you're thinking of by Hohi?
Yes. Do the 2-color.
2-color.
Do your cowl.
Let's stop.
Remember that cowl that you were supposed to write up?
Why do you bring up such hateful words?
There's not hateful. I was just saying like they would actually look really good together. All right. And then these are Naughty Habit. Hand-dyed South African yarns. It's a 3-ply DK superwash, 100% merino. I'll hold them both up. They're neither one of them have a colorway. They're both marked as special order. So I guess the person probably didn't come and pick them up.
It's really
these are perfect together too. What can they be?
It's got to be a cowl. Or a shawl. You can you do a 2-finger
I like a big
DK?
like a Schlenket shawl.
I would say
they're both they're DK.
Yeah, I would say a cowl.
What about a hat and mittens? Hat and matching mitts.
So if you
if I were to do like the brim or like the brim and then the body of the hat and then reverse it for matching mitts.
Yeah.
Okay, hat and mitts.
Okay.
What hat pattern should I do? I'll do a hat and mittens. These are mine?
Yeah, go for it.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
They smell lovely. Ooh, they smell lovely. And he also sent over some
air freshener,
like satchels full of like lavender, and I forgot what the other one is.
It's cold,
so I have it in my car. It is cold, so turn the heat on. I have to pee too, so it's not helping. And then he also sent some chocolates.
So those we'll try tonight as well. On our live.
Really?
At 7 p.m. Eastern time.
You know, however, I don't know how long this live is going to be. I'm going to be toasted.
The live shouldn't be too long.
We're going to do it up here?
Yeah, it should be like a half an hour, 45 minutes. It shouldn't go much longer than that.
Okay.
All right. So that's literally all the knitting content. So let's talk about what we've been reading and watching.
Sure.
So let's talk about reading first. I have finished 2 books, and I'm on the 3rd. So I have finished Half Bad, which is book 1 in the Half Bad series by Sally Green. I've also finished reading Half Wild, book 2, and I'm currently reading Half Lost, which is the final book in the trilogy. So, we talked about this last time when we went to Nitty Gritty Yarn Girls shop for Jake of Ken Yarn's trunk show. He had recommended the show.
That's where this colorway name came from.
Half Bad. What was it? Half Bad, something, Devil Within or whatever.
The Bastard Child or something.
The Bastard Son and Devil himself.
Okay.
It is a series on Netflix that says it's inspired by the books.
Here comes the heat.
And by inspired, they mean very loosely. Like, very loosely.
Like, they just use the characters' names.
So they've used some of the names. They've used some of the terminology. But they've changed a lot. Like, they changed families. They've left out family members. It's way different. I really like the book series. I have more sympathy for the main character Nathan in this book series. So in the series, it takes place in, I think it takes place in the UK to begin with. Nathan is a half-blood. So he is half Fairborn witch from his mother and half blood witch from his father, Marcus. Marcus is one of the either most hated witches from Fairborns or revered from the half-bloods or blood witches. So Nathan grows up, and it's almost I'm trying to think, like, it depends on what they are, if they're half-blood or Fairborn, whether they like him or hate him.
Yeah.
So there's already this preconceived notion that he's going to be like his father, and he's going to get his father's gift, and that he's going to be evil and blah 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 blah. And there's this Fairborn council who kind of oversees all of the witches in the UK. So in the series, it follows Nathan, Annalise, and Gabriel, and those are kind of your three main characters. Here it does too, but their relationships are quite different, and the gifts that they have are very different. I mean, literally, I just found out in book 3 what Annalise's gift is, and it's nothing like the series. Absolutely has nothing to do with what she was like in the series. And in the book, there's a prophecy of Nathan and what he's going to do. I mean, the kid is captured. He's put in a cage. He's tortured. He's beat up. He's cut up and scarred. That's actually all in the first book, pretty much. And the series really...
Sorry, guys. I keep getting distracted.
By the birds?
Yeah, there's so many of them out there.
And Nathan just kind of wants to... The more I'm reading it, Nathan just wants to be... I think he just kind of wants to be loved. He just wants that emotional connection to somebody, because he spends a lot of his life almost fighting himself and fighting what the idea people have of him. And he doesn't allow a lot of room for himself to be himself. So he's really finding himself through this entire series, good or bad.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you how different it is from the TV show. It blows my mind. Literally blows my mind how different it is. And now I understand why there's not any additional seasons to the show, because if you are a fan of the book, you wouldn't like the show. So I'm kind of happy
That's a bummer.
I watched the show first.
Yeah.
Because I did enjoy that first season, but now reading this, I get it. I understand why it's not continuing. And that's what I've been reading.
Well, isn't that lovely? Great. I've been reading the same book. It's called Senlin Ascends. It's part of the Book of Babel series.
Is this a series? Oh, it is a series?
It is a series. They're really quite long. And I didn't have... I'm sure I could now. I didn't have enough credits to purchase the Audible, and there wasn't a companion... Bless you. There wasn't a... Bless you. There wasn't a companion book or companion audio book on Audible, which is usually how I kind of get through my books, because I read at nighttime, and I only get a chance to like really read for like 15 minutes before I'm just like completely snoozing. So, what am I looking for?
It always cracks me up too. So at night when he can't stay awake, he apologizes sometimes. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I just can't keep my eyes open." I'm like, "You have nobody to apologize to."
Apparently I have to sign into my Kindle. I'm not quite sure who the series is by. Let me pull it up.
Isn't it in the free format?
Yep. Sure is. By Josiah Bancroft. There are 3 books in the series, I believe. Oh no, fudge. 4 books in the series. Oh. Okay, so basically, and it's hard. It's hard to describe the book. It's it's a really good book. It's not like supernatural or fantasy or anything like that. There's some fantasy elements because it's a different world. But it is our world, but there's like maybe a different version of it or whatever. So
Dimension.
basically the main character, Thomas Senlin, and his wife go on a honeymoon to the Tower of Babel, which is a huge like mecca, and nobody really can decide on how many floors this tower has, but each floor is very unique. They're called ringdoms. I think I mentioned this last time, because they're all like their own different like world. They all have their different themes. And so basically he loses his wife and he needs to find her and get some clues along the way to kind of indicate that his wife has been moving up the levels in the tower. And so he needs to complete some tasks and do different things on each level. He gets, so that he can kind of move on to find his wife. And so right now he just ascended. This is why it's called Senlin Ascends, because I'm assuming he's like going up the tower. He got through the marketplace, which is outside the tower before you even go in. That's where he lost his wife. Then the ground floor, which has its own kind of unique, and I don't want to give it away because part of the fun of the books is learning what the next level is. So for me anyway. So right. I don't really know yet what to expect on level 3, which is where he's going to. We just kind of got the outskirts of that. He just arrived. So each one has been interesting to learn the contrast from the level below. And so that's kind of where we are right now. There's definitely so technology is not quite there yet. They just came up with automobiles, and using mirrors for light and electricity is pretty new. So there's not a lot of spots that have the electricity, and it's more like oil lamps and different things like that. He's a headmaster of this school in some little town called U-R. And yeah, he's not like your typical hero, because he's not like an adventurer or anything like that. He's just a typical headmaster, school teacher.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's really interesting. I think I need to speed things up a little bit because I want to find out what's going on. And I'm going to look for the audio.
I could probably send it to you. I have like 5 or 6
I think
credits.
I have credits now because it's been a while now since I've listened to something on audio, and I get a new credit every month. So
that made me think when you were talking about the mirrors to reflect light.
Yeah.
So I want to say it was like elementary school or middle school. Like we had a science project where we had to create something that could have been useful like prior to electricity or whatever the case was back then. So I remember taking a soda can, cutting along to leave the bottom, and then cutting like half of it, and then using some of that to create a candle holder inside the soda can.
Oh, that's fun. I've seen that before.
And then the can itself reflects the light from it. So it was like you could hold it like a candle holder that reflected the light in front of you.
That's fun. You should make some.
Oh, yeah.
We don't drink a lot of soda.
No, we don't.
At all.
All right, so what we've been watching. We've watched quite a bit.
Yeah, we have watched a lot.
So last night we just watched Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Like, Marvel has no business making me emotional.
It definitely had all the feels.
They have no business hitting the feels.
They hit like everyone, yeah.
That was rude. And I would like a refund.
I know. It was inspiring. It was very, female focused. It was really nice to see these powerful women.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was really well done. I absolutely loved it. The cultural differences and different ethnicities, and it was really very, very well done. I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, and what I thought was really beautiful was the white at the funeral.
Yes.
I thought that was just so it's weird because in a weird way it was uplifting.
Yeah.
Well,
the dancing in the beginning.
Yeah.
With that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Really, I think that was such a good job.
It was so good. They introduced at least 3 new characters. I think that we'll see in the future. At least 2 definitely in the future. Yes. The third one, I'm not quite sure, but it could be interesting. So that was really good. It was a long movie. It was 2 hours and 45-ish minutes, I think.
But it really didn't feel like that. I said that to Kevin last night. It didn't feel like it was an almost 3-hour movie.
Not at all.
I just love how Marvel, like, in each one of those, like, the Avengers movies and those movies, they always have a moment where the women kind of come in and kick ass, and I love that, like, empowering the women and stuff. And this whole movie was just... It was amazing. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was very good. And then last weekend, we watched the Teen Wolf movie on Paramount Plus.
Right.
It is a companion movie to the TV series that was on MTV with... So not the ones from like the 80s.
No.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Though those movies were...
They were fantastic. Well, the first one was fantastic. I don't
know.
remember.
I like the one with the boxing, right? Wasn't he a boxer?
I think so. I don't remember all that much, but I mean, the first one is just great.
For sure.
So we watched that, and it was good. It was nostalgic. It reminded me of the TV show, which, if you all remember, I just rewatched probably within the past like 6 months. I love the cast. The movie did miss having Styles in it because he's kind of the brains too in the show.
And the comic relief as well.
Yeah, he's just a smart, funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that the movie missed was the time jump. Just like it worked, but it didn't work for me because there's no talk of what happened in the time jump. So that bothered me a bit. But other than that, I was entertained. You had to watch the show, though, to watch the movie.
Correct. And I think that's probably why the time jump bothered you so much, is because you invest all this time throughout all these seasons learning about these characters, and the next thing you know nothing else about them.
Right.
Like, there's this gap, which sometimes time jumps can just, and it's not a problem if you're not fully invested in these characters, but because you are from watching it so
recently,
maybe that's why.
Yeah. And then we finished watching The Sandman on Netflix.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed. I liked it. I liked the story. I don't understand the last episode. It felt like the beginning of a different season, which I'm sure it is, but I don't feel like it fit with that season. We finished, let's say, episode 7, and I was like, okay, cool. The season's complete. And then there was another episode. And
it almost felt like a bonus episode, or like...
But it was weird because it took place in the middle of the timeline that we just got done watching, so it didn't happen at the end of that.
Maybe we should have read the description, because maybe it wasn't the season finale. Maybe it really was just like a bonus episode.
I don't know, but that felt weird to me. But I did like I like the show. The only issue I had with that, and I said this right towards the end, is one of the main characters is supposed to be a 21-year-old female, and I had a really hard time believing that she was 21. She felt more like a teenager to me. So that was my only thing, but the rest of it I thought was good. And then we've watched 2 episodes of The Last of Us.
Yes, we still are not caught up, so don't ruin it. No spoilers, please.
Yeah, no. So if you guys remember, we got rid of our cable last podcast, and we signed up for YouTube TV. But with our cable, that's where we had our HBO Max from, and we were able to watch it that week. So that was episode 2. But last week's episode, we could not sign in any longer.
Yeah.
But I figured it out with our cell phone provider. We get free HBO Max, so now we got that all sorted out, and we can watch it.
Lovely.
And I like YouTube TV.
Yeah. I have not missed any TV.
No, we've really only been using it for sports, but the quality actually is better than our cable provider. So...
and now you've gotten the hang of like fast forwarding and
I think it's a good service for the price.
Definitely.
And I think that's it, y'all.
I think so too.
So we're gonna see you again.
We'll see in a few hours.
6 hours while we get our drink on and try some international tasty treats. Hopefully they're tasty.
We have no idea where they're even coming from.
We didn't open the box they were delivered in, so we'll do that live as well.
Yeah, everything's gonna be a surprise.
We're really nervous. I mean, I think these are just like chips and biscuits and cookies and candy. I don't think it's going to be like anything else. I don't know, but we'll see.
We'll see. Kevin always says that he's got the palate of a 10-year-old.
A 5-year-old. A 5-year-old. Like, give me
chicken nuggets and fries.
Absolutely, give me chicken nuggets. Well, yes, or tenders and fries,
or tenders,
or tater tots.
Oh yeah,
and I'm good.
Oh, I love tater tots.
I know, I love a good tater tot. You know which ones are good? The crowns, just the crowns.
Yes, I know.
Delicious.
Those are good.
So yes, I'm a picky eater. We actually are combined. We don't eat a lot because what he likes, I do not like. Typically, right? There's a lot of things you like that I don't, and other way around. There's things I like that you don't. So,
we meet in the middle and we have a limited selection of food choices. No, we do.
No, we do. We've done actually really well.
We're very creative with our meals.
Yeah, especially lately, like we've been counting calories using the Lose It app, blah, blah, blah. So we've had to get creative. So yeah, we're fine. We'll be okay.
We're going to be great. It'll be just fine.
We'll bring a garbage can up here just in case.
Stop it. Don't even think like that.
Look, we have to think like that.
Don't even.
I'll just put a garbage...
Don't.
I'll put a bag in that one.
Kevin, don't make me nervous.
You have to be.
Because I'm going to drink really heavily.
All right. So I think that's it, y'all.
Okay.
Thank you for sticking around.
Thank you for being a friend.
If
I thought you were going to start taking over.
No, I wasn't. But thank you for the invite. Yeah, so I think that's it. And then we'll see you guys later on tonight if you decide to join us this evening.
If not, we'll see you in a fortnight.
Yes. Thank you all. Have a good 2 weeks. Bye.